Wait, am I supposed to go? Hi guys, my project was on Galileo Galilei, and I'm here to take you through a timeline of his life with my guy. Anyways, Galileo was born in Pisa, Italy on February 15th, 1564. He was first of 6 children, though some people believe that there was actually 7 children in his family. His family was not wealthy, but they belonged to the nobles. They were somehow related to them. As a child, he was interested in music. His father was a famous musician, and he was also a teacher. His family moved to Florence in the 1570s. He grew up in the Italian Renaissance, which is a very important era of that time because that's when people started to focus on education and secularism, where religion wasn't just the main focus of life. As a child, Galileo was educated at the Camaldolese Monastery at the Vallombrosa. During that time, the Aristotelian philosophy was what everybody believed, that everything revolved around the earth. And, yeah. Sorry for the awkwardness, but now we're going to take my Galileo and skip a couple time periods so we can get to the important stuff. Now that Galileo has made it to this point in life, we're going to highlight some really important things that he has done. In 1581, he was invited to attend the University of Pisa, and he was sent by his father to obtain a medical degree. In 1583, he discovers the rules of the pendulum, which he proved that each has a constant period of time. He left the university without obtaining a degree, but he taught private lessons for math in Florence and Siena. In 1588, he applied for the chair of mathematics at the University of Pisa, but he did not succeed. He quickly became more known and became the chair from 1592 to 1610 at a different university. Sadly, in 1591, his dad had passed away, making him have some financial issues because he became the new head of the family. In 1592, he performed his acceleration experiment on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. He proved that all balls had the same acceleration independent to their mass. He basically discovered gravity, the acceleration of gravity. He then made an experiment with a sloped incline that the initial ball drop going down a slope would always end up at about the same height when the ball went back up the slope.
Go.
Now that we have finished that, we are going to skip through a little bit longer of a time period to get to the next important discoveries that Galileo has made.
5 hours later.
Now that Galileo has made it to this time period, let's talk more about what he has done at this time. In 1608, Galileo proved that an object in the air travels along a parabola. It's the path of a projectile, which everybody in the class knows what a projectile is. In 1609, he played around with a spyglass and further created his own telescope. With this telescope, he discovered the craters on the moon. Further in his discoveries, in 1610, he further discovered that the Milky Way and its stars. He also discovered the phases of Venus. And one of his most important discoveries was finding the 4 massive moons of the planet Jupiter. He also discovered sunspots and Saturn's rings, but he could not really understand how Saturn's rings formed. Galileo is going to show you a little up close of the parabolic trajectory. This is what Galileo proved. Right here, next to this image, is also images of craters of the moon, which he also discovered. Now we're going to skip over a little more. Wait, did you even start it?
Yeah, I started.
Okay. Now we're going to skip over a little more of years, and we're going to get to the ending parts of his life. Now that our Galileo has made it to this point in time, let's talk about this time frame. In 1616, he was sent to Rome to teach in order not to speak about his theories, especially that the planets actually revolved around the sun. In 1632, he made a book proving the heliocentric theory mathematically that all planets revolved around the sun. Since he discovered the 4 massive moons that revolved around Jupiter, that helped him further prove himself that all planets revolved around the sun. He proved that Copernicus' theory was correct. He was then put under house arrest in 1632 for heresy against the Aristotelian philosophy. In 1636, he sadly became blind, but in 1637, he had his son sketch out an idea of a pendulum clock, which meant that this is when he first invented a pendulum clock. In 1642, he died at the age of 77 due to heart problems and a fever. And this is the story of Galileo and how he became the father of modern science. Yay!